One of the hosts of the 11's Cannons, noon to 3, double the ratings since he's been there. They do mostly, well, here's what really happens during the commercial breaks.
Why are we defiant?
We got Kobe Bryant.
Well, welcome to Cannons Raw. Pat O'Brien, very tan today. And I've got my Armani coat on. Last time I wore this coat was 2007 to a Brian Wilson show. But I just want to say to the Cannons fans, please don't go. Please don't go. Please don't. I said, please don't go away from us. Please don't go. Please, please,
please, it's okay. Come on, Pat. You're all right. You're all right.
I'll do that with you. Don't call him the man, because we have to live with him after you're gone, unless you want to stay. Yes.
He is the man. You kidding me?
How did they do that? Good to see you. All right.
How are you, handsome? Good to see you.
We are now.
You do this all the time. Are we on?
What you do in the commercial breaks.
Liz Cannon.
Just no
Before there was Steve Edwards, but after Regis, there was Pat O'Brien.
Well, Steve and I have been around for longer than we'd like to admit.
Chicago. We go back to Chicago.
We go back to the Chicago, as I like to pronounce it. Why am I so low? Now, why does this happen?
Because Steve puts his chair
I know the story. No, that's okay, but I mean,
you
it's like the
understand
king's
Do
chair.
I do any of that?
No, but it sounds funny.
Okay.
Now, one of you is in my book.
Uh-oh.
I know who
Dorothy.
That is.
But in a good way.
Is it like a threat?
I thought
You're
she's
in my
part of a
book.
scandal.
Which camera am I
That
on
would be
right there?
fun.
For those who don't know, Dorothy and I hosted a show, a very popular
Is that
show.
what we call it these days? For you hosted a show
No.
together?
We
No.
hosted a show.
How'd they do that?
Was it a popular show?
Very was on forever. I think it's still on
Well,
somewhere.
that was after Dorothy got off the show. Remember the ratings went
And one of the best guest co-hosts,
Yeah.
whatever we call her, I've ever had.
Yeah.
Didn't complain.
What?
Thank you.
Wasn't in
Those days are
wardrobe
over.
Wait
for
a second.
5 hours
Are you
like
talking
some.
about- Are you talking about
Thank
Dorothy?
you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Sweet, thoughtful. You can
Yeah.
go on.
Sweet,
Oh, and you guys
thoughtful.
had wardrobe there? They actually dressed
We had
you?
wardrobe.
People think we get that here. I'm like, no, I had to set them straight on Twitter. No.
All right.
this is-
Speaking of wardrobe, how much money do you have
yeah.
in your pocket? I have to know.
This is an old joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Because you don't know, you just carry
This
a
is
large,
stupid.
Is it
large
not
wallet.
gonna do
No,
this?
no, it is. It's not stupid. No, he's going to get rolled after the show. No, don't show it.
I mean, this is
Those are
dumb,
hundreds.
right?
Oh, my
Yeah.
Why do you
Wow,
ask that?
wow. Why do
Why
you ask
not?
that, Dorothy?
Why not?
For old
Then-
time's sake.
Then she said she wanted to know how much you spent on your shoes. That's what she
Do you know what Steve
that was-
carries?
This is the dumbest thing
Do you
I've
know
ever
what
heard.
Steve carries in his wallet?
We have loose
Condoms that are from the
cannons.
70s.
Condoms?
From the 70s,
Well,
though,
no,
Pat.
now it's a condominium. By now, it's a long time. All right,
Anyway,
can we
we're
talk about
here to talk
sports?
about you.
Yeah,
Can we
well,
please talk about
condoms is
sports?
kind of part of sport for you, I guess, if that's the situation.
I always put one on when I watch. It's
Let's
true.
talk some sports.
Okay.
Did you see the Mark Sanchez booger?
No, I saw it on TMZ, though.
Yeah, pretty
that what you saw?
gnarly.
Did you ever think when you were going to college that you would ask a question like that?
Yes, I did actually.
Okay.
I
That's a
wanted to
problem.
ask those kinds of questions.
No, I didn't say that, but my concern is the Jay Cutler situation.
What is it?
That we're living in a world now where the people who tweet, which is really digital beer muscles, according to Dan Patrick.
Right,
this morning.
but they control the dialogue.
Well, and they shouldn't, because look, I've been on national television for 30 years, and I've had a couple things go wrong in my life, and
kidding.
I've been confronted literally in person 4 times by someone saying, "Hey, you a-hole," or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Whoa.
And then when I go over to them, I go, "What?" And they'll go, "Oh man, you're the greatest." And to your face, they would never
Yeah.
say this.
Right.
But when
So
it's
you guys
anonymous
have
like this,
Twitter, right? And you see the haters.
I love it.
Well, I love it too, except the haters, you know, these people out there, if you're under 30 and tweet these horrible things to people like us, you have to realize that someday you're going to want a job. And in the world we live in, you can go back and find out everything you've done. So if you want Mother F on your resume that you've tweeted to somebody, good luck.
Can't you ignore them, though? I know you. You
I
can
try to
ignore
ignore them, but I'm...
Hey, Pat, first of all, let me just say, if we have the gall to put our faces on TV...
You're gonna get
And it's part of the deal.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
And the digital world is
Right.
kind of running this thing right now. Now, when a guy like Urlacher, who's the toughest football player in America, maybe,
And
gets
most
up-
famous man in Chicago.
and the most famous and sells more jerseys than anybody in the NFL, gets on and says, "Look, the guy was hurt. I'm going to believe him instead of some newspaper column."
I was talking to some Chicago fans while the game was on, people you know actually.
Right.
And these are grown-up people, and they were really hating on Jay Cutler for not playing, for standing on the sideline.
Well, you never want to show hurt. I mean, one time Joe Montana was playing in San Francisco, and I was on the sidelines, and the 49ers. and he got hit bad, and they took him out of the game. And he came back, and he was standing next to me, and he's like this. This really hurts, but I'm not going to show anybody that this hurts, okay? This really, really hurts, Fat. This really hurts. And they don't want to show that they're hurt. And maybe, you know, and by the way, being pulled out of a game, and I can't believe we're talking about a team that lost when the Super Bowl teams are set, but I brought it up. It's not a player's decision. It's coaches and doctors that take you out of a game.
All right, Mark.
But he better hope to hell that something's wrong with his knee
Mark
today.
Sanchez came this close. They had 4 plays from the 2-yard line to score.
Yeah.
They didn't call for running plays. They did a couple of passing plays. Was that wrong?
Yeah, and Mark probably was the best quarterback of the weekend. I mean, I thought he really was the
He
best.
had triple the quarterback rating that Roethlisberger had in the same game.
Yeah, and here's a kid who's been just vilified all year for what can he play, can he do this, can he do that? Yes, he can. And he had a great day. The Steelers, though, I mean, Big Ben, at the end of this game, those last 2 plays, Steve, girls, ladies. Why do I just include Steve in the conversation?
Yeah.
Because you think it's sports, you think we're not listening.
Well, when you say ladies,
You're not listening.
when
That's
I
not
say
true.
What did I just say?
when you say ladies, it includes Steve.
Do you know what I was thinking about? Well,
But
finish your
these
thoughts, and I'll tell
these
you.
last 2 passes, which you have right here from Big Ben, were ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, those 2, first of all, off the wrong foot.
This is your
Rex
program
mad.
director right now.
This is many of the people that I've worked with for.
You know what? He went home. He
Mike
tickled some
Tomlin.
feet. He felt much better.
Okay,
But
you know
now,
what I was
I think,
thinking
is this
about?
the last play of the game? No, that's the knee. But they go and win. And with all his off-the-field stuff beginning, did you ever think you'd see that picture this year? And the answer is no.
When you and I used to work together, I remember what you would say to people who heckled us. Do you remember? And I don't even know if you want to say.
I don't care.
You said, I don't go to the...
Oh, no, I would say to them, look, do I go to McDonald's where you work and bother you?
He would say, do I go to the drive-thru at Taco Bell and bother you at work? To anyone who heckled you.
But everything I say is in context. I mean, you know, I'm a nice guy.
But the world has changed, and I was watching a senator say, what I've learned is, if there is an article about me where they state my opinions, I will happily read the article. I don't read anything of the comments, because comments go like this. Somebody says, I like it. Somebody else says, I don't like it. Then the first person calls the second an a-hole, and the second person calls, then you're off to the
well,
races.
you can't get me anymore because I've learned to accept the things I can't change.
But then you also have to look at the people that are blowing smoke up your, and they say, oh, you're the greatest thing. It's this and that.
Well,
you
to
get
your
both.
face, they always say that.
No, you get both. and
We
it
had
is
the
what it is.
poll. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl? I know everybody's holding their breath for this. Here we go. The Steelers just eke it out over the
Well, the
Packers.
Packers are the early favorites because of Aaron Rodgers.
Doesn't this feel like 1957 or something with the 2 of them playing?
Well, it should. I mean, they're 2 storied franchises.
No, it's incredible.
But
One
they
of
should be playing outdoors in the snow.
But they're not going to be.
Texas.
Not going.
Well, they're going to be.
Texas.
Dallas Stadium, Texas Stadium, is one of the most ridiculously great
Ridiculous,
stadiums.
yeah.
By the way, loose cannons every day, noon to 3.
Yes.
I've been told that our audience has doubled.
Nice.
Pat, as you came out,
promoted
I
that.
said that. I already said it for you.
I'm trying to promote
No,
something.
humility, Pat, humility.
And television on the way.
Yeah.
And the book will be out in the fall, but I'll be back on.
Oh, the book. I can't wait for the book.
Pat,
Very
neither can a lot
I
of
excited.
just talked to the delivery guy. The television will arrive in 2 days.
And by the way, what you call your
right.
mistakes, I call colorful. I think it makes you a better person.
Oh, thank you.
I really do.
Coming up next, the Style File. Yeah, she didn't like you until all of that happened.
I want Steve to get
Right.
some sort
We'll
of
be back.
scandal.